What's up, folks? Welcome to today's video, which is just a little bit late, but we'll get into that in a second. Go ahead and roll the intro. Now, I hope you enjoyed that short, sweet intro because actually shortly after shooting that, my drone controller completely died. That's right. I tried to charge it. It wouldn't charge. I couldn't turn it on. It just completely died. However, I didn't crash the drone. I was able to save it. Went straight to eBay. I got a new controller on the way, so there's more awesome footage on the way. But that was the last footage that I took with my drone before it died for the first time. Moment of silence. All right, for those of you who are new here, my name is King Pix Media, Kingsley Aloysius Pender Hughes III, and I stream every single day on Twitch, and I make notifications for that stream in Discord. So if you're not following on Twitch, you should. If you're not subscribed on Twitch, you should. But also hop in the Discord for updates because currently I'm working on a running program because I have, as of the last week or so, have committed to doing the Army 10 miler in October this year in Washington, D.C. So head over to Twitch, head over to Discord. All the stuff is there. And also I have this daily conversation with myself, but also you, the chat, the viewers, the followers, the subscribers. And then sometimes I do giveaways. So make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you check out the Black and Blue podcast where I co-host with my good friend, Kyle Morgan. If you don't know who he is, well, you're missing out. He's a solid dude, and solid dudes only befriend solid dudes. So that means by proxy, I'm also a solid dude. So make sure you check out the podcast. The most recent episode had a good friend of mine, Devin, and boy, it's the first time I've seen him without a hat on. I love you, Devin. All right, so training for the Army 10 miler. Obviously, I've been in the Army for a number of years, and I have run out of necessity because you don't have a choice. You have to run. I have run because, well, it's always been necessity. I'm not gonna say I never. I very rarely volunteer to run. I'm not a run volunteer kind of guy. However, my buddy put together a running program for me, and I've been sticking to it kind of, outside of going to the wedding that I went to. Now, I'm not gonna go in depth about the wedding because I already know what my Twitch subscribers are gonna say. They're gonna put name drop in the comments, but my good friend Donut Operator got married this past week, and I was honored to be a guest. I literally spent 24 hours with some of my favorite people. Veteran with a Sign was there, Brandon Herrera, King Trout, Fat Electrician, HLC, all of these guys. Oh, not to forget, hold on. I'd be remiss if I left out Eli and Administrative Results. The whole gang was there, and we spent 24 hours together leading up to the wedding, and we had a good time. I've gotta say, I've never had as much fun as I had at his wedding at any plantation, because yes, it was on a plantation and the reception was held at the cotton dock. I'm not gonna elaborate, we're not gonna talk about that. Just know it was a great time, and being able to witness everybody come together was phenomenal. However, that did set me back on my running program. Now, I was able to run in the hotel gym, but it's not like running outside. Anybody who knows the difference between running on a treadmill and running outside, you know how much treadmills absolutely suck. Despite having one over here, which I use on those days where I'm in a crunch, I'd much rather run on the road or run on a trail. The problem is that running in the area where I live, there's just under 100 feet of elevation change, which means a lot of hills, a lot. And I would much rather train on flat ground. Now, there is one trail nearby where I can train on flat ground, but sometimes it's not as easy to get over there. So coming back home a few days behind on training, there were some items that I acquired to make training just a little bit easier. So coming home just a day or so behind on my running program, I decided to pick up a few items to help me track my runs, track my distance, track different running routes, but also I can track things like hydration, I can track my sleep score, and that's all done through a Garmin. I did get the Garmin Fenix 8 Pro. I got it from GovX because it's a cool watch, but also there's a ton of information in here. And if I'm going from being a non-intentional runner to a voluntary and intentional runner, I'm gonna have to track my data. Also, my running coach, he checks in to hold me accountable. So thanks, coach. Another item I picked up to help me with my run was actual running shoes. I got these also off of GovX. I purchased these. Now, this is not an ad, but you do know for military, veterans, law enforcement, first responders, you can save up to 30% on items like running shoes. I did get some these are hyper training, I don't know what the name of them is. I would never wear these like to walk around, but to run in, they are phenomenal. I got them for a great price. And honestly, at this point, I've put about, well, we're not gonna talk about the mileage I have on them, but the cool thing about the Garmin is that I can enter those specific shoes and they'll tell me when I should look at changing my shoes out. Changing your shoes, taking care of your feet, it's a big part of running, which I'm new to this stuff. But the training program that I'm on has me on track to be able to run a marathon by the end of the year. Now, that's not saying that I'm going to run a marathon by the end of the year, but it has me on track to be able to work up to that. So a huge thank you to the folks at GovX for helping me do something that I've put off for far too long, and that is running. So far, running's been the gist of this video, but I also want to address something. So I was able, when I went to Nashville just a few weeks ago, I was able to shoot a podcast episode with my good friends, Jake the Lawyer, the Sandalorian, and Mad Minute Tactician. Jake, Nolan, Tackett, and Ronnie was there. I sat down for a conversation with those gentlemen where I mentioned the theory of dinosaurs not existing to the scale they're depicted. That's exactly what I said in the podcast, but somehow people on the internet are befuddled and they think that I genuinely don't believe in dinosaurs at all. I'm gonna tell you now, that's not the case. Now, this is not me trying to defend myself. This is me offering some clarity to the people who think that I'm absolutely stupid. And if you still think I'm absolutely stupid, well, guess what? You might be right. Anyway, I don't know why I'm shooting this episode in my garage wearing sweatpants, but it's getting warm. So I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna put on my running gear, then I'm gonna go for a run. I will see you guys in the next one. Also, if you have game suggestions, because apparently people have game suggestions for the stream. If you have game suggestions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and we'll see if we can get some new games on Twitch, because right now I've been running Gray Zone and I'm kind of hooked. Just a little. So thank you guys. See you in the next one.
All right, we're almost to the 2 mile mark, and a part of me feels like it's gonna be a 5 mile run. We'll see. Relatively slow pace. Heart rate's around 151. Oh great, now we got some sunlight.